Vinny, all my love from South Philly. Mwah. Peace out, pal.
Vinny from South Philly.
You're watching Vinny from South
All right,
Philly.
welcome everyone to another episode of Vinny Presents. And joining us from Las Vegas, we have originally from Buffalo, New York. She served us in the Air Force. She's a veteran. She's been heavily involved in her community. She's a wonderful filmmaker and actress foremost. Here we have joining us today, Nicole Butler, Vegas. Hello, Nicole. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to have me on your show and showcase what I've been doing in the last 4 years in show business. Also, you know, a little bit of what I did before that was military veteran, and I was a cop for only in 1 year in North Las Vegas, and a community connector, server, noisemaker. I like bringing people together. So in about 4 years ago through Julie Goldman Association, she does casting out here in Las Vegas. My first set, I didn't even know anything either. Just to let you know, I went very blindly into this. They're like, oh, it's background, no worry, but they bumped me. They gave me my first Taft-Hartley. It was on the Cleaning Lady pilot TV series. I think they're on their third year now. So congratulations on them, or season. But you have to learn a lot. I really went in thinking it was going to be easy. I'm like, you don't know what a 9-to-5 job is. This very humbling experience, isn't it? You know, because it's 24/7. There's no pausing. Just like when you have a family, you got to keep going, you know, and doing and correcting or helping or learning. The learning curve is where it's at. A lot of people are like, well, how did you get to this? How did you do this? Opportunities. Like somebody came up to me, like, you know, down, like, I think it was like 2 years, less than 2 years in, but almost 2 years. Sean C. Phillips reached out to me. He's like, I have this film I want to do, Desert Fiends. I want you a part of it. And I was like, if you come out to Vegas, because he's from California, I said, I will help you out in every way possible. But mainly, he gave me the opportunity. Can I do that work? And I want to say congratulations to Sean C. Phillips and Ethan Phillips, because we did get distribution through Trust Ventures, and we got our first movie released here in the States and Canada. He's working on it in Italy and Germany, and then eventually UK. So this is what it is, Desert Fiends. It's a horror comedy, not for everybody, but it's very entertaining.
I loved the artwork is beautiful.
Yes. I forget who did it. The first one was Eric Yoder, but then we went through somebody else. Gravitas wanted a different look. So when the distribution picks it up, it's us to get it fixed. You know, the trailers, you can't have, FYI, if you're having kill scenes in your trailer, they're going to want it out for distribution. So just save yourself the trouble when you have an official trailer and do not have any kill scenes in there. Just a heads up to save you headache. Yes.
Someone gave me a good bit of advice about that. They said, if you know every trailer, you make sure it's G-rated. I said, okay.
Pretty much, yeah, because they're not going to want any of that stuff in there. Marketing is really important too. So connecting to people, going on podcasts like yours. Thank you so much. I know there's going to be a lot of people then reaching out, because a lot of people are like, I don't know where to go. I don't know how to get hooked up. That's the thing. So you're going to have to put yourself out there. I don't care if you make posts. I don't care if you do little short reels on yourself. Show people what you are, who you are about, because there's nobody else that's going to be in your corner until you start showing that you have credibility.
Absolutely. And now, as I said, you started out as an actress. What piqued your interest? What made you want to do that?
Actually, it had to do with community service. So the nonprofits that I've been doing for 14 years, I wanted to build a platform, which I didn't know how hard it was to get to other people to connect them. So sometimes even if they need resources, I can't come out of my pocket anymore. That was another thing too. I was going broke trying to help people out. There's a lot of nonprofits government assistance that could help people that are maybe stuck in a bind. A lot of resources. So I like connecting people. Now in showbiz, there might be a film, you know, people are like, hey, do you have somebody that looks like this description? So maybe it's not for me. Maybe it doesn't fit my mold, but I know somebody, and I will always connect them. Like Chase Dudley, connect him to Noel G and Billy McNamara and Kansas Bowling for his upcoming film, The Desperate. He's like, hey, I need somebody in this, or looks it in this age range. Can you connect me? So filmmakers, producers, we all talk, we all work together. The ones that don't, though, as you know, they don't end up growing, because it is a team effort.
And you said something interesting there, because I've been watching, like I said, I've been watching you, and you kind of run in the same circles. Like I've noticed, like the Mahal brothers, and I'm becoming more and more interested in horror again because of you guys. Because as a kid growing up, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, I used to love these films, Chainsaw Massacre, and then somehow I got away from it, you know. And I took a very long period of time where I stopped watching horror for whatever reason. And now I'm getting back into it because of filmmakers like yourself.
Thank you so much. Well, I really have to give the credit to Sean and his brother, Ethan, because they gave me the opportunity. And then even with Michael and Sunny Mahal, they gave me an opportunity with Brandon Slagle, the director. He cast me because he gets the final say what role you get, when they're casting you. So I got to be Carly on Alien Horde, which is sci-fi. And it was fun. I mean, that, like I was telling people, that probably was the best set I ever was on. Just different sets and the team and cast and crew chemistry. When you get along with everybody, and then if you're not a producer on it and you're just acting, it is a lot easier. Just letting you know, less moving pieces. You show up, you do the table reads if you have to, or do the rehearsals, and you make it happen. And I want to thank Michael and Sunny Mahal with Brandon Slagle for Alien Horror. So hands down, I can't wait for that to come out. But he has other ones he's working on right now, 3 films to finish up. He goes, Nicole, I have these 3 films before Alien Horror. I'm like, well, hurry it up, because I want to see Alien Horde. I can't wait for that one. Just like with Sean with Desert Fiends, we're finishing up Skate to Hell, and I got to see the updated version. Cameron Jute did the editing. Feel very excited about that one too. I don't want to toot the horn too much yet though, because it's not fully finished. It's going to Guthrie for the sound, but I'm feeling very confident. I feel very good on that one, and I can't wait for the red carpet. And then we're doing Days of the Dead in January. Right afterwards, we're going to have the red carpet on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday will be the Days of the Dead. Bill Philpott is showcasing the Fiends there, and I've been wanting that. That's what comes full circle, is putting something together, getting distribution, getting to be able to be on a panel. I'm really grateful for that, because I really want to showcase the mutants. I think people in the horror community are going to love the mutants. Each one of them has their own unique character, and I don't know if they're qualities. Probably not qualities, but that comes with the horror comedy 80s kind of vibe. Practical effects I love too. And I want to share, this is from Eric Yoder. Look at this. He did really good. And I had Zach Vasquez. He's the a-hole mutant. He got me again. Janine did definitely. There no more of Janine. So hopefully we'll see how it goes if we ever get a third one people are talking about. But yeah, fun stuff.
Awesome work. Now, as you said, and of course we all know it, it's very complicated. Very easy to be an actress. Well, I shouldn't say easy, but it's a lot easier than being a producer. So what made you want to make the transition?
Well, not to go because it's water under the bridge, but I had something happen to me. And so I didn't like something happened, a bad experience. And so I turned it into wanting to learn what it took to make sure everybody got their part, everybody got food, everybody felt safe. So it was an experience that I didn't have that was good. It was my first year in acting. And then when Sean brought it to my time, I was like, you know what? As long as everything gets done correctly. And yes, there's no shortcuts. There's no cutting corners. There's no shortchanging. No smoke and mirrors with that. I'm going to call it car salesman. We're going to tell people straightforward what it takes. And it's a lot of work, and it's very expensive. I don't think people realize. I think they find out when they're trying to put something together for themselves. Because I guess it looks easy from the outside, raising funds, we're making it happen. But there's so many fires that you got to put out. There's so many curveballs that happen. Things that you're like, you do everything in your end, but then it's other people that come into play too. Either they have their own isms of what they want, their own needs, intentions, wants, or they're just very demands, a lot of demands in this showbiz. So you see if you can work things out. And if you can, and someone's really dirty, I will blast. I'm like, man, I gave you plenty of time. I know for a fact we wouldn't just be suffering. It's other people certain people I feel like need to be called out because they're getting away with it, and they only get worse with time. But there's other people that are so good. And you get so motivated to be able to, this is what it's about. So if you can cut away from all that distractions, and there's a lot, and you get with people that actually understand it and they bring whatever they need. We each have something we contribute to making it happen. Like my husband's Kevin Gregg, and he did the logistics, product unit manager. He is good with the paperwork, filing, booking the hotels, the flights, taking care of the main talents. So hands-on. Everybody is like, they love it. And that's important too, because a lot of the people have been in it like 30 plus years. And if they complain, ooh, you are in trouble. You are done pretty much. Make sure you pay your people, your main talents, or whoever you said you're going to pay, your crew. Make sure you have food, sunblock, everything, pretty much everything under the sun.
Coming off of my first project, I definitely think there's so many things that you don't anticipate for, even no matter how well organized you may be. And 10 things go wrong that you never even seen coming. But with that being said, there is something to say about taking care of people. That was always something even beyond filmmaking, just in general. It's just being very sympathetic, compassionate, empathetic to making sure you take care of the people that are in your crew and your cast. And as you said, also, there's a lot of people with a lot of drama, with a lot of issues, and sometimes even ego. So it's a complex game.
So with that too, we gave opportunity for people to learn on set, but if you can't do it, guess what? I don't think I'm going to when I work with Sean again, have people have just free reign to learn. I mean, if they either get it or they don't get it, and I'm going to have to be more attentive on that because it causes issues too. And I want people to learn. I want people to be able to grow. I want them to have connections, but at the same time, if the bad outweighs the good, not at our expense kind of thing. But I always give people a free reign to a certain extent to be able to get their bearings in this showbiz because it is brutal. And no matter what you go in it, you're going to have to learn. And there's a lot of different areas. So it's not just acting. And that's hard within itself to break through that threshold. And you really have to connect with casting directors. And I'm not against the pay to plays because I support them, obviously, because I'm part of them with Sean. I think it's a great way to get a reel out of something, to make connections, to really get some dialogue. Because in SAG sets, unless you're SAG, unless they really super like you and you're unique, good luck. Even if you get it, they might edit it out. You might be on that the floor there, it's done. So I think it's building a fan base. And I think that's why I had Nicole Vegas, because everybody that personally knows me wouldn't call me Nicole Vegas. So it kind of separates and trying to figure that out. And I was with that name before when I started. I had that on my profile and people were calling me. I'm like, why are you calling me that name? But now that is my professional name. I have it on my SAG card. And then Nicole Butler is two different people, I guess, in that aspect. She does producing. So Nicole Butler will help put things together, will help step up or give some suggestions for other filmmakers. A lot of them ask me, hey, how can I do this? The thing is, any money that you raise has to be going towards funding, and you have to be careful with not going over budget. How much is it going to cost? And you can't pay for everybody. I was like, I want to pay for everybody. Then you better come out of your own pocket. It's not to come out of other people's pocket. It's good luck. It just is what it is until you can build showing that you can do something. Once you can get distribution, I feel that it's a great platform to say, hey, we were able to fully complete it. Like we said, nothing's ever guaranteed. We have all this big hopes and aspirations, but the reality of it, and I was sharing it with Victor Santiago yesterday on his live feed. Everybody's like, oh, I'm going to sign with people. You want to do it, but in the reality, you're not doing it yet. So you have to make sure that you have a realistic view of, don't put these false expectations out. I think people get it almost comes across delusional. So you don't want that. Until you're getting that big paycheck, we're all in this together, working really hard to showcase what we got and what we need to keep working at. Because obviously I'm not there either yet. So we have to work hard. And that's constantly putting yourself out there on shows like yours and say yes, but be careful who you say yes to, because then you're saying no to something else that could come along that's bigger. Be very careful with that, because I've had things where I got paid opportunities, but I already committed helping somebody out. I volunteered. They're like, oh, I don't have enough plays, and they're begging. So of course I said yes. I understand. I know what it's like because I've been through it. I don't mind helping out some people, but I can't help everybody out like that. You'll put yourself in a hole,
It's all about, you have to prioritize, what's important. And, it's community building, right? So I think, and I've always kind of tried to be very strategic in how, for my first project. And I looked around, and obviously a lot of people are out there and they're raising a ton of money on Indiegogo. But what I think a lot of newbies, and I'm one of them, but a lot of them tend to forget, or maybe they don't get yet, is that these people that are raising 100 grand, 200 grand for a feature, they've built an extensive community. They have background. They've done, 10, 15, 20 projects at least. And there is a community that follows them.
Well, it's the credibility too. So a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to do that. And then they're asking me for all this advice, but they haven't been hands-on. I can't go out and give them constant advice because I'm not part of their project. I want to help them and guide people, and I can't commit to something without people showing the work. I won't do it just because 9%, maybe even higher, it doesn't work out. And I do wish people the best of luck. I know a little better. I already been through the ringer. So, and it's not like I'm not supportive. I don't see it come into fruition when they haven't done anything else, hardly anything else. And that's the thing. You got to show that you could do the work. I don't care if it's a short film first or anything. Show that you could fully complete something. Mine's basically a feature film. Mostly, if you can do one feature film, I don't care how bad it's put together. Show me you could fully complete it. And then I'll pay attention, because if someone wants me on and helping them and they've never done the work, guess what? Then I'm doing their work on top of my work. Like, I don't want to do that.
There's a thin line between like really wanting to help someone and being taken advantage of. And sometimes when you're a giver, which I could tell you are, when you're, well, maybe you're getting better though. You're a recovering giver. But if you're too much of a giver, sometimes that opens you up for a lot of disappointment. And then you just kind of have to change your personality. And then it's a shame, but you have to be like that. But you kind of, you should know, anyone should know that if I'm going to approach a person like yourself for advice or whatever, be respectful and be understanding. But, you know, that's just the world we live into. I think people have a tendency to do that. And also people on the set, like I noticed with my project, you know, you had people were calling me up that, you know, that I knew 10 years ago. Hey, listen, yeah, I want to be in the movie. Yeah, I could act. I'm just like, like, okay, there's a process here. You don't mind. Like, I would love to do you a favor, but at the same time, I don't want, you know, people throw rotten tomatoes at the screen.
So that a thing too is a lot of people, they don't do so much now because they know now. A lot of people have backed away. Please get me on, hook me up. But they haven't done anything. And I was sharing that with Victor the other day. They haven't showed anything. They've never supported me. They've never shared any of the projects. Why am I throwing them this opportunity when they haven't done nothing to show that they even share other people's? It was all about them. I think it's all about somebody. I can't, because it's too self-indulged. When I see other people actually sharing other people's projects, caring, I get it. Now they're understanding it's a team effort. It's not all about them. What are you going to do for me? What do you got for me? Gone. I'm not dealing with that. It can't, because once it's like that, it gets worse on set.
Yeah.
I already seen that. I'm like, oh, this is not working out. I want people to be able to step up. No, it's long hours. Yes, there's tons of waiting around. Yes, it could be hot. It could be cold. You provide as much as you can with hand warmers and heaters and soups and hot cocoa and teas, all of it, all the snacks you could possibly think of, you usually have on set. But ultimately, it's really understanding the process, which we all climb up the mountain differently. My way works different than your way, but we can come to like, hey, this is what I've done. It could work for you. Maybe it won't, but it's a mindset, a good attitude, knowing that, you know, there's sets that I come on, I came hair and makeup ready. One less thing they have to worry about, you know, they don't have to worry. I will come hair and makeup ready, because sometimes makeup artists are overwhelmed and they have so many people, and I just don't want the rush. Unless they're doing a special effects on me, obviously I can't do that. I have no problem being continuity. You know, there's garbage, take it out, set up the tables and chairs, help out somehow. If you see someone not feeling well, bring it to the production's attention. Maybe some people have low blood sugar. There's a lot of medical that you have to be aware of too. So I guess you see a little bit more when you're on the production side. So when you are getting hired, cast for talent, then you also pay attention too. And I think that helps out, because they're like, you know, the lingo, like points, carrying heavy equipment, get out of the way. That's usually grip assistant or camera, whatever the crew. So people are like, oh, she knows what we're saying. I was like, yes. I think anybody that starts in this should learn all of it, every single aspect of this. And this is not just in front and behind the scenes. It's the marketing, it's the red carpets, it's the conventions. There's a lot of rules in that too. So learn it all. And not just because you have an agent or manager doesn't mean they're good. Because I hear from people that have been in this 30 years that they're getting constantly revolving around these managers because they're just not giving them. Usually it's you. I'm going to put that out there. It's you getting you connected to the gigs and to the commercials and to all that. It's really not the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that it's very important for people that are listening and you're just starting out. It's important to take Nicole's advice in the fact that you have to build yourself. You have to learn. You have to saturate your mind with all the different elements. This way you can become of value to somebody. You have to. It's not just about what you're looking for. It's about what you could do for someone else. And then as long as it's the right person, there's that mutually beneficial exchange where then someone wants to help you out. And then success grows. Now, let me just ask you this then. What's with all your different projects going on and you're a very busy woman, what's the most satisfying, gratifying part of what you're doing as a producer?
To know that people had a great time on set for the most part. I mean, you can't please everybody. Some people have head clashing. I was making a joke about the get along shirt because I will get one for the people. They're like, you're going to be in there. I'm going to take a picture. We're going to have an example right here. But the best part is people actually getting the part and they enjoy connecting with others. I saw that and I love that they carried on. And when they're on other projects, they sign up because they loved working together. So that part to me, and fully completing something. I am not doing something half, you know what, fully complete it, get it done no matter what. And there's going to be times where you will question. I still cry. I'm like, don't need to do this. Why am I doing this? I could just stay home and relax or go on trips. I think the motivation is the challenge of it. Can you do it? Can you overcome? Can you push through? Can you persevere? It's like that challenge, and I think I like that when people are kind of like the underdog, because you go in it, nobody knows you, no one cares. But I care. I like to, I'm like, hey, don't count me out quite yet. Like, let me see what I can do. Let's see how far can you go? How much can you learn? When you're under that pressure, do you focus or fold? Then when you sign up with somebody, is it risk versus reward? So, and I like the challenges, and I like learning a little bit of stunts. We don't have that much stunts going on anymore here, but I did learn arm burns and high falls, and I like the creativity. I didn't know I liked it until recently working with Sean. I'm like, Sean, I liked my character, but can I do this, or can I have this happen to me? And he's just like, giggles, he's like, okay. He could have backed out anytime. I always tell him that, but he did it. He kept going. So, but it takes a while. It took me a while to trust him. And whatever we did together, there's some things I didn't like that he did, and vice versa. So it's talking it out. Communication is very important, and being respectful and mindful too. Like, there's some things that I posted out there and it wasn't fully out yet. Amazon made a mistake posting out desert beans, and I shared it. John's like, what did you do? I was like, no, I don't know. So always talk it out with whoever your main partner is. We never hired somebody or discussed something without going over how much they want, what the payroll will be. Kevin too, because Kevin's product unit manager, he needs to know all the ins and outs, do's and don'ts too. So when you're working together as a close-knit team, you can't just make these big decisions without everybody else, because that's where the domino effect. And then it shows not being respectful, because we're a team together. It's not like it's only me and I'm making being a main producer, yes, you make some shots, but also you want the director and writer involved. You want the unit production manager involved, the special effects, the cinematographer. They all need to be on the same page.
Yeah, communication is absolutely key, and as well as letting people, if I'm understanding you right, letting people, have their own little bit of creativity and put their own flavor to whatever position they're involved in with the film. Now, with that, Nicole, where do you want to be? Is there a goal you have in mind? What are you looking at? What's the ultimate goal here?
So I didn't have that for the first 2 years. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I felt like welcome to the jungle. My goals now is to, whatever I do, if I'm a main producer or something, to follow up and follow through, get it all the way done, to have a finished project, to show credibility, to be an asset too, not say, I can do this. You know how people say that and they really can't. I don't want to be one of those talkers. I just want to show I can do it. And if someone comes to me with a great opportunity and I can help them out, or I'm cast in something, I will market their films as much as I can. If I have a smaller role and stuff like that, I really feel I will showcase it, but I really feel that the people that are starring or co-starring should really market it, because that's them in this role scene. Yeah, I will share and stuff like that. But if I'm like in these bigger roles, I want it to be successful. I think anybody that wants to be part of any film should share it, should do a good review, and also market. I think people don't. They're in it and then they let it go. And that's where they fall short, especially when we're non-union or small micro SAG. It's power in numbers. We don't have that huge PR like Warner Brothers or Universal Studios. And then we gather all our others that know what it takes, and then we come together as one. And kind of pushing it along a little bit. I'm like, hey, how about that review? We're at like, I think 25 now. Amazon it's weird. It kicked back my review, said I can't write it like that. So I had a basic writing. It's weird how hard it is to even put reviews up. It seems like there's met with resistance sometimes, and trying to push through that threshold to make it like bigger. That's hard. I'm trying to figure that part out.
And for those that are watching, make sure, please, whenever you're watching filmmakers such as Nicole or anybody, and you're seeing a lot of these movies and you're enjoying them, it's really critical that you leave reviews. Leave your reviews, hit the stars, make sure that everything's done. Go that extra mile, because it does mean a lot, especially to independent filmmakers.
It's huge. I mean, just that little support, I don't think people realize it goes such a long way it's pushing through a bigger platform. It's getting more attention, more eyes. Oh, there must be something, but doing it organically, not paying for people pay for these bots and it's not right. Like, do it organically, because I see people paying for stuff like followers, this 100,000, but you got one obviously, you didn't do anything yet. You haven't put anything out. How are you getting all this? You're not a social media influencer. Who are you? What's going on? Something's not right. So If you start doing that smoke and mirrors, I'm going to question more then. I will question, like, this isn't, I don't know, but then show the work. So like I said, there are a lot of people and they sell it really good. I guess you're supposed to sell yourself, but if you can't deliver what you're selling, you're going to get a bad reputation. So don't do that.
I agree. And my approach has always been to just do it long-term, take the time. It's taken me over 2 years to build maybe nearly 50,000 followers in my social media, but I've done it one by one and little by little growing. Because I do obviously you see these people with these, 100, 200, 300,000, followers, but then they have literally no comments and maybe a few hundred likes. That's the telltale. And nobody likes, someone who's being deceitful.
So yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. I think people have to figure out what they want, first of all, which I didn't. So if you don't know what you want, you're going to struggle with finding out what it is with your purpose and your passion with the showbiz, because it's completely different than anything I've ever experienced in any kind of job. And I've had a lot of different jobs I've been trying out. I'm like, oh, let me go here. Post office, cop in North Las Vegas, military veteran. I was working at the Spear Security, just little dabbling, little places. Never feeling like I fit quite in. But so far, showbiz has been opening up a lot of doors because, you question it, don't you? Like, maybe this isn't for me. I don't think this is for me. I remember meeting one of my second acting coaches, William McNamara. He's been in Copycat. He made his own films now. He's been in it for a long time. Standing in his class and he's like, I don't know. He goes, you have a look. So I was like, what do you mean look? Like, I really gave it to him because I never did anything based on looks before, ever in my whole entire life. And so I had no talent. It didn't come naturally for me. It was like forced to show my emotions, my feelings, because of the background I had. You're usually very military bearing and stuff like this, but they wanted me to show more. And I was like, I'm not used to that. But I went back to him, I go, what's that look now? What are you talking about? Because I had to work on that skill. I had a lot of acting coaches and put myself in a lot of situations to have that character pull out of me, to not be caught acting. It takes a while, some people do have it organically though. I'm like, shake their hand. Good job. But yeah, there's a lot to learn in this, and it's going into a different direction now that being a producer is completely different than being talent. They have an area for you. They print out your lines. You don't really have to do much except for deliver on that screen, which, depending on the emotional level or the role that they provide you, that could be very draining too. And what method acted, are you a Meisner? You got to be really careful with connecting. I think some people get too deep into their role and they can't let go of that role, and that could be dangerous. So there's different levels of doing things. So be safe about it.
Excellent. Now, before we let you go, Nicole, and you've been very generous with your time, which I really do appreciate. Let us know where we can find you. Obviously, you're all over Facebook and Instagram. Do you have a website? Anywhere else you want people to check you out?
This IMDb, Nicole Butler. But if you type in Nicole Butler Vegas on Google, it could pop everything up. I guess Google's the easiest. Nicole Butler Vegas.
My last question to you is, if you're a beginner that you just want to be a filmmaker, maybe you like the thriller / horror, genre. You're just starting out right now with zero friends. How do you get started?
Yeah, I would connect to all the talent groups on different platforms. I would see if you can get cast through an organization where you live. If not, then maybe those opportunities when they have those Indiegogos to get involved. Take the opportunity, take the chance, but take it seriously too. So when people, it's just a hobby, well then I need somebody that's going to take it seriously as much as I do, because it costs so much time, money, energy. I want people to be on the same playing field, because if not, and they're just a hobby, then they're not going to take it as serious and they might goof off or not care to deliver. So I guess it goes hand in hand with the totality of that circumstance.
It's really important to be respectful and professional when you're dealing with, if you're just an extra, it doesn't matter, an extra or a talent, whatever you are. It's really important to be professional and respectful on set, not just to the producer, director, but your colleagues. With that being said, Nicole, again, thank you for joining us. If anybody's watching this that hasn't already subscribed, please make sure you subscribe to me, Vinny Presents. But of course, follow and support Nicole Butler Vegas and everything that she does and all her wonderful projects. I'm so grateful to have you on. And with that being said, we're going to look out for Desert Fiends 2.
And Skate to Hell. And right now, the main one, these are out now. So please support, connect to us, and send a nice review. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we'll have some more information in the description box. You will have all the links. So just click away, support. Any last words, Nicole?
keep going, keep trying and connecting to others that are serious about the showbiz, and you'll eventually get there yourself. So, and also maybe they can be on your shows once they have some things to talk about.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. And you make it look easy, and God bless you, because I know it's not. So good for you. Keep going. I'm a big fan. And with that, folks, you've been watching Nicole Butler Vegas. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.